I started a YouTube channel back in February of this year, and although I may not have the metrics to show for it, I do have a ton of skills that I learned throughout the entire 10 months of creating content. But let me start by saying that I'm immensely grateful for the support that my friends have showed me, my family has showed me, and even you all in the audience on YouTube, on all other platforms have shown me in terms of just letting me know that even one person appreciates something that I'm putting out there. I think that for me has been the biggest motivator initially, because I don't want to worry about metrics. I don't worry about metrics right now. I just had a I just posted a short today that got like 0 views all day. It happens. I'm not too worried about that. What I am worried about is putting out quality content for all of you. And to know that I can at least help or entertain or teach one other person about something out there gives me a lot of motivation, a lot of pride, and a lot of joy. So here's everything I learned in 10 months of creating content. First, let's start with the soft skills. First things first, camera presence. That is something that I've struggled with the entire year because I'm just not used to looking at a camera and talking. I look away, I look down, I look at something. I'm just not used to talking to you directly. But that's something I want to get better at, because I know camera presence plays a lot in videos that I like to watch, and I also understand that I might not get your attention or your time if I'm not trying to engage with you properly. And so I'm going to do much better about learning how I can have better camera presence, starting with looking at the camera more and, engaging in casual conversations versus just a scripted blah right out. Next is vocal presence and vocal image. So I know that a lot of the times I don't sound engaging, I don't sound alive, I don't sound energetic, and that's kind of how my voice is. But at the same time, it's also because of the circumstances of when I took the video that my voice went from something engaging to something like this, and I'm just talking like this. My last video for Children of Ragnarok made me sound like this, and that for me was just not good vocal image. And I just want to get better at understanding my vocal image, my vocal presence, so I can bring it out in these videos. And I just want to know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, what I need to do better, and that's what I'm going to focus on next year. I learned a lot between the difference between long form and short form content. I know what kind of things that people want to watch in one or the other. I don't know. I'm getting to know it. I'm getting to getting my feelers out. So I'm working on figuring out different ways to engage in short form content versus long form. I know my short form has popped more than my long form, but that's just the nature of short form content in general, that it pops more than long form. So I do want to get better at both. I just need to learn how. Creativity. So before this, I've always wanted to do things like this, but I've always stopped myself thinking maybe I'm not creative enough, maybe I won't be able to do everything that somebody else can do. I don't have the ideas or anything like that. But once I started, that's when the creativity started coming, because once I knew what I wanted to do, it was easier to think just throughout the day, I could do it like this, I could try this, or I could try this platform, can I try a top down, can I try a side angle? Things like that came once I started. Those weren't in my head because I didn't know how to even do it initially, just basically to have the creativity come in. So creativity was a big factor, or I guess creativity was, how do I say this? My creativity then flourished with the addition of created content. And lastly, reading became more fun, and now I'm able to analyze books in a better way that makes reading more fun to me. I think that's the soft skill. The book analyses that I've been doing have been probably the most fun part of this entire process, because now I can read books and I can think about something while I'm reading. Why is a character like this? What tropes are in this book? What character behaviors are in this book? What can I share with you so that maybe you'll find this book interesting, or maybe we can have a conversation about it, because that's what I love about this. I love having a conversation about books, characters, magic systems, etc. I'm always ready to engage, and doing this entire booktubing thing has been so fun, because now I'm able to flex a little bit more of these analytical skills that I already feel like I have, but I can flex it on books now. And I can learn more about these books, and that just makes it all the more fun. Okay, so quite a few hard skills come out of creating content. That is for sure. And the first thing is cameras in general. Camera framing, camera resolution, camera angles, the exposures and things like that when you're figuring out lighting. All those things really play a part in this entire process, and I've learned so much about it, and now it's so much more fun because I have to think, oh, I want to take this video, but from what angle? I usually would take the video that we're doing now from a close up on my desk or maybe to my right, but never in the front because I usually have a monitor here. I took it off because I was like, let's just try this angle with you and me. And so hard skills like videography in general, I think I'm getting the hang of it, and it's been a super fun ride these past 10 months. Tacking on to that, mics, microphone qualities, microphone types, how to talk into a mic, your volume levels, learning about gain, learning about audio quality has been really interesting because that is still something that's connected to my vocal image that I'm figuring out. It took me, I think, 5 or 6 months to find the right mic that I wanted for it because I didn't just want to use Audacity and my headphones. I just didn't like the way that came out, so I wanted something different. I wanted something more for me. So I found this, Shure mic and everything. So I've been having a lot more fun learning about different, like how to properly set up microphone equipment, audio, all those things. And then post-production audio and things like that too, super fun. Script writing. So I don't like scripts. I don't like talking because a lot of the times when I talk, I like talking. I just don't like talking off a script because I feel a bit too robotic that way. But script writing has helped me a ton in terms of outlining videos, and I'm very grateful for that because I can just barf out all of my thoughts on paper and then I can organize them, structure them into a more comprehensive thing for you. So I do enjoy script writing to the extent that it's an outline, but I'm not, going word by word off the script. But that is a skill that I'm still trying to get better at because I do not stick to the script enough, and then I go off on tangents in my videos. And I need to be better at dialing in, kind of focusing in what I want to, and saying what I want to say, and saying what I mean to say. Okay, these last two go hand in hand, and I fucking love them. Excuse my language. Graphic design and video editing. So I got into graphic design. I've been into graphic design for years. Even in school, whenever we would have projects, I would really want to do things like draw or make something. Even though I was garbage at it, I just wanted to because it was fun. And so I got into graphic design a couple of years ago. I got Affinity Designer and I started designing things, and I was really, really bad at it until this year when I started content creating, and I thought, okay, you need to figure out better ways to do this. Looked up YouTube videos, looked up tutorials, did things on my own, and now I'm getting so much better at it. I'm getting so much better at manipulating photos and images. I'm getting better at combining things. I'm getting better at making logos or making thumbnails, things like that. Those are all super fun. I love graphic design. That's one of my biggest skills that I've started to develop out of these 10 months of content creating. And to tack on to that, video editing. Best thing ever. I love video editing. I started the year off on the Windows default Windows Media Editor that just lets you like cut things. I don't even think it lets you reorder them, does it? It just lets you cut and then add like already built-in kind of effects into the video. And that's just what I started on, and it was fun until going back to the creative thing. I wanted to do more. I wanted to flex my creative juice more, and so I started figuring out what other programs are out there. My buddy, shout out Canvas, introduced me to DaVinci Resolve. Game changer. I can do whatever I want in DaVinci, whatever I want in the DaVinci Resolve free version. There's a paid version. I don't have that. I just use a free version. I can do whatever I want except for a couple of things that are tied to the paid version. And right now it's magic erasing and removing backgrounds and things like that. But eventually I might maybe pick up the paid version if I want to start doing that. But I love it. I love video editing. I love taking a video and seeing what I can do with it. And I've learned so much in video editing when it comes to transitions, sound effects, audio transitions, video transitions, layering things on top of each other to make things more cohesive, moving text on a line. Love doing that. Tracking, I haven't gotten much into because tracking is part of the paid version of DaVinci, but I really do want to get started on tracking because I think it'd be really fun to put into videos. But just everything you can do in a video editing software is so great. But the biggest skill that I've learned is the biggest skill that I've learned is I cannot rely on the post edit to make my video good. And that's just that's a combination of all the soft skills that I need to get better at. I need to have better camera angles, camera quality, resolution. I really hope the brightness on this doesn't fuck up, because I think my exposure might be a bit too low or a bit too high. I really hope it's not. Audio quality, all those things, I need them to be better. I need a better input, so when I'm trying to edit, I'm not doing a lot of heavy lifting at the end. But I love the video editing process. It is amazing. I highly recommend it if you're ever interested in videography or whatever it is. Video editing is just so fun, and it's made me want to make more videos so I can go and edit them. I learned a lot of things these past 10 months, even about myself. Regardless of what skills I learned a lot about myself. First thing is, I do love talking, I just don't like scripts. But I do understand scripts are important for outlining, and I'm gonna get better at them. I just don't want to stick to a script. That's just not me. I know there are people out there who literally spend weeks on a script for a video, down to the what is it when you're like saying the tone inflections of how you say certain things. People are that meticulous. I'm not yet. Maybe I could be, maybe I'm not. Who knows? Right now, I just like talking to you about books and authors and other things in the book world, and I hope you do too. I also realized that I can't just turn on a camera and record. I need to set things up properly, because every time I try to set up a camera and record, I end up messing everything up. I just had the last video, the Children of Ragnarok video, was originally recorded, and I realized that the second half, the body and the outro of the video, when I recorded them, my head was cut off at the top the entire video, because even though I stood up and started talking, I didn't rearrange the camera, and I thought I was far back enough to handle it, and I wasn't, and my entire just top half of my face was just cut off, and I had to re-record it, which is then why you hear my voice so dead, because I was just so annoyed with how that happened. And so I need to make sure that I don't skip steps and do things properly in the proper order. Set up your camera, set up your view, set up your framing, make sure you're in the frame, take a couple of demo videos to make sure you're in the frame, etc. The amount of times that I've left a recording session and put things into DaVinci and looked at it and said, man, this was ass, you should have retaken it. But it is what it is, it happens. Another thing, and this was kind of a kicker that kind of like it affected me for a little bit. So I got into YouTubing after reading Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. It's back here. If you want a copy, let me know. I'll send you one personally. I watched a lot of videos from Emmy and The Clockwork Reader, which are two booktubers on YouTube that I really enjoy their content. And then I'll watch Ali Abdaal. So reading that book and watching those three YouTubers, I wanted to make my own YouTube channel. Ali is on productivity, he's on teaching, he's on educating. That's what he does. Emmy and The Clockwork Reader are very cozy. Especially Emmy has very, very just cozy vibes in her videos that I absolutely love, and I put her videos on while I was working a lot earlier in the spring. And what I wanted with books was to also make videos that give off a cozy vibe. But I don't give off a cozy vibe. I'm not a cozy vibe kind of person yet. Maybe I can in the future, I don't know. I'm just not that person yet. And I was trying to force myself in that vibe, just not me. So from now on, I'm gonna try and be more authentic towards you and make sure that I'm giving you what you want as myself. And if it comes off cozy, great. But if it doesn't come off cozy, I'm not gonna force it. That being said, I do hope for some cozy book talks in the future, but we will get to that in a different video. And the last thing is when I'm consistent, I see growth. When I'm not consistent, I do not see growth. One example, in October, I had told myself from the beginning of October, by October 31st, I wanted to hit 100 subscribers, which, by the way, I am so happy that even 100 people took a chance on me. I'm happy that even 50 people took a chance on me. That, to me, was priceless. That was a priceless experience, hitting 100. I think I was on like day 30 or day 31 that I hit 100. I was done. I was floored. Thank you so much. That being said, I did it to show myself when you're consistent, see what happens, and then when you're not consistent, you don't see anything. Because I needed to tell myself that, I need to show myself that you can be consistent and then you can grow. But if you are not consistent, you will not grow. And so that is a big lesson that I learned this year. because I went from like 17 right at the end of September to 100 by the end of October, and I started a YouTube channel in February. So from February to September, I'd only gotten 17 subscribers. Why? Because I was not consistent, and two, obviously I didn't know the difference between shorts content, long form content, and all that stuff. But now I do, and now I feel like I'm in a better position to grow. So that is everything that I've learned in these past 10 months. There are a couple of details and nuances to all of these. I don't want to get into every single thing, everything. We can if you want to, do let me know. But these are just like the high level things that I learned in 10 months that I'm still going to be learning, still going to be growing, and I'll be learning new things next year. I have no doubt about that. And next year, when you see me in this video again, hopefully I can share with you more things that I learned. But until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for being here. Take it easy.